People often ask me, what is a Series 7? What would I do with it? How would I get one? Should I do that? Thought we'd put up a brief video explaining just the basics of what the Series 7 is and why you might or might not want one and how you could use it. The Series 7 is a license that is not available to everybody. As we're going to see, anyone with a felony in the previous 10 years or certain misdemeanors or anyone who's been in trouble with other financial regulators may not be able to get in at all. But for a lot of people, you're coming right out of college and you have no regulatory problems or no criminal problems. You want to become a registered representative, what we used to call a stockbroker. You're going to get compensated to execute transactions in securities. People want to buy 1,000 shares of Oracle. You're going to fill out the order ticket. You're going to get the thing done. You're going to hold hands with the customer when the market goes down. You're going to be either a registered rep, or they may call you a general securities representative, whatever it would be. It's what the real world often just calls a stockbroker. You want to work for a broker-dealer like Morgan Stanley or E-Trade or TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab or any number of broker-dealers. You could be in the back office. You could obviously be a receptionist. But if you want to be dealing with clients and executing trades or selling mutual funds, you have to go through this process and get your Series 7. So it's a license. It's an exam. It's not really a credential. I mean, you probably would consider it as a high mark in your career, but you wouldn't really think of it as a credential. It's just a regulatory exam that you have to pass. It has 250 questions that count, but they'll actually have you answer 260. And it's going to take 6 hours, and they will have you take a break in between sessions. You're not actually going to the Series 7 place, you know. It's just an exam center. They give tests for all kinds of professions. You happen to be doing the 7. You're going to be there most of the day. And you have to get at least a 72%. Used to be a 70, but you have to get a 72% to pass. So they did bump it up a little bit in a few years ago. And we can get the outline at finra.org, which I'll encourage you to do later. So what's the step-by-step process here? The first one could be the major hurdle. You have to be hired by a broker-dealer. You know, if no broker-dealers are hiring, and this has happened several times just in the past decade, you know, when there's a financial crisis or when the dot-com bubble bursts or September 11th happens, you know, hiring goes way down. But assuming that you did get hired by a broker-dealer, they're going to have you fill out this Form U4. You're going to give information on your employment history, your residential history, no gaps. All gaps have to be accounted for. Any regulatory problems, financial problems, like judgments against you would have to be disclosed. And, you know, the broker-dealer may say, and if you have any type of even misdemeanor, we can't hire you. Or some broker-dealers will say, well, as long as the misdemeanor had nothing to do with dishonesty or money, we'll get you past FINRA. But really, it may stop right there with the broker-dealer. They may not want to hire you for all kinds of reasons. But assuming they do, you go ahead with the U4, you open up your testing window, you get the study materials. We would recommend PassThe7.com, of course, either as your only materials or as additional supplements. You're going to need to study for 2 to 3 months. And I mean 3 to 5 days a week, a few hours. You got to stay in the game. Once you feel you're ready, for example, our PassThe7.com site has go, no-go exams. Look under, am I ready to take my exam? We'll help you measure that you're ready. You schedule your test at the Prometric or Pearson Exam Center. You go in there and pass the test, and then you're allowed to register with your state. Illinois would call you a securities salesperson. Maybe Pennsylvania or Ohio calls it something similar. But you're going to be a registered rep or a securities agent only after you pass your test and your U4 is reviewed by the regulators. So not an easy process. Not everybody gets this done. For more information, check out where you can get the materials, our website, PassThe7.com. Like I said, am I ready to take my exam? We have 2 exams that will help you figure that out. Or get the full package, which is the book, the DVD set, and also the online exams. Or get any one of those products individually. Our Facebook fan page is a good place to get information and have a little fun, but we do educate there. And probably the most educational would be the PassThe7.blogspot. We have a big focus on suitability and practice questions lately, like this one. You could take a stab at it and then watch me explain it by video. If you have questions, Walker at PassThe7.com. Other than that, take your time. Make sure that you know that you need your Series 7. Are you really going to be selling any securities at all, we have other videos on people who just want to do financial planning or do money management. That would be your Series 65. But the Series 7 is for people who want to sell securities for compensation. Often it's mutual funds and annuities, or for some people it's just executing any type of a trade that you can imagine.